Hi, is sugar is healthy for you or not? And why I'm known as a radical opponent against sugar. So let's get started. So let me tell a story about how it all started. So back in 2018, I guess, or 2017, I had gut issues and I had to consult with a doctor, and the doctor said after an examination that I had some problems with gut. I have to stop consuming a lot of sugar. So that's when my hate started to build. And now I've been off the sugar for 6 months, like completely. I don't eat anything. I don't add sugar anywhere. Well, of course, there are some exceptions like honey and fruits because fruits contain a lot of sugar, but we'll talk about it later. And consciously, I've been trying to decrease the amount of sugar intake for 3 years now, and for the past 6 months I've been completely off of it, and I feel like I'm not missing anything at all. I don't think that ever in my life I'm going back to eating sugar, and let me tell you why. So first of all, the health concerns. We have all probably heard by now that sugar is bad for you, but there are some, well, not misconceptions, they're actually scientifically true that taking sugar can spike your productivity and efficiency. It is still arguable and not completely true, and it doesn't mean that you have to eat a lot of sugar. It's only in small amounts, and if you are deprived of sugar, it only works then. If you want to learn more about those kind of niche things about sugar, you can listen to the podcast of Andrew Huberman about the sugar. I really like it. It's really interesting. But if you don't want to spend 2.5 hours listening about how sugar is bad, let me just summarize that it's bad for your health, specifically talking about your teeth, caries, then your skin. And by the way, my skin dramatically improved after I've stopped eating sugar. So this is my face when I was regularly eating sugar. You can definitely see differences between how I look now. Then I also lost some fat tissue. I practically now never have constipations, or my stomach never gets inflated, so it's also a benefit. And just overall health and feeling good about yourself, not just feeling good about yourself, but feeling good physically. I don't get exhausted that much when exercising. It feels like I have a lot more energy, and I don't have any cravings. But apart from health concerns, there are also addictive side to sugar. So basically, saccharin, the same narcotic as cocaine, caffeine, and any other addictive substances. It basically makes you want more sugar if you take sugar, and that's why we, in the era of availability of everything, consume 80 times more sugar than we used to 100 years ago. The problem with availability of sugar is also that we now think of sugar as something essential to our lives, and it wasn't always like that. Like as I said, 100 years ago we consumed 80 times less sugar. So only now we think that eating sugar is normal, but in fact it actually isn't, because, well, the daily norm of consuming sugar is only 40 grams. Well, and an American typical breakfast with orange juice and cereal is more than that, 42 grams if you want to know. So what I wanted to say is that I think that eating sugar is bad, but you don't have to be radical like me who completely cuts off the sugar. The world would be better off if we started to thinking about our diet more consciously and consuming less sugar. And here are some tips how you can decrease your sugar intake. So the first tip is not to try to cut off the sugar completely right away, because there are more chances that you're going to fail to do it, because there are a lot of moments, there are a lot of accidents, occasions when you can eat the sugar and you will not have the will to say no to it, and then that you will end up feeling bad because you ate a lot of sugar or whatever, or that you failed to force yourself not to eat it. So instead, try to decrease the sugar intake incrementally. Like for example, if you drink tea with 2 teaspoons of sugar every day, for the next week try to add just 1 teaspoon to your tea. On the next week, no teaspoons at all. Then you can also have cheat days. For example, you eat sugar or sweet stuff only on those days, or consume sugar only on special occasions. You can also substitute sweets with fruits uh, and honey like me. So instead of buying a Kit Kat or a Snickers bar, you can buy a kilo of apples or strawberries and enjoy your sugar spike. Also, one pro tip is not have sugar at home. So at my apartment, I don't have any sugar at all or any sugary stuff. So just because you have the availability and it's easy to access the sugar anytime you want, you take it and you eat it. So don't buy anything that you know you're going to crave for sometime, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and let me know how much sugar do you take. Do you think that it's not going to affect your health? And yeah, just generally, what do you think of this trend of not eating sugar?